Cheers to a legend. George Wendt passes away at 76. The world lost a familiar face and a warm soul this week. George Wendt, the beloved actor who brought Norm Peterson to life on the classic sitcom Cheers, passed away peacefully in his sleep at the age of 76 on the morning of Tuesday, May 20th. A statement from his publicist captured the heartbreak felt by many. George was not only a cherished actor and comedian, but a devoted family man and an irreplaceable friend. For those lucky enough to know him personally or simply through a television screen, he brought joy, laughter, and a presence that felt like home. A Chicago kid with big dreams. Born in 1948 in the heart of Chicago, George grew up in a bustling household as one of 9 children. Life threw him its share of curveballs early on. He was expelled from Notre Dame and spent some time working in his father's real estate office. But fate had other plans. George found his calling on stage in 1974, joining the ranks of the legendary Second City Theater. There, he not only discovered his passion for comedy, but also met the love of his life, actress Bernadette Burkett. The couple tied the knot in 1978 and raised 3 children, Hillary, Joe, and Daniel, from small roles to sitcom royalty. Before he became a household name, George took on small roles in shows like Taxi, Soap, and MASH, and made brief appearances in films such as Airplane 2 and My Bodyguard. But it wasn't until 1982 that everything changed. That year, after the quick cancellation of Making the Grade, George was cast in Cheers. As Norm Peterson, the lovable barfly who always had a witty remark and a thirst for another cold one, he became an instant fan favorite. With a simple Norm's greeting every time he walked through the door, he captured hearts and laughs across the nation. He once joked that his audition was simple. I needed to look like a guy who won another beer. But it was more than that. George gave Norm charm, heart, and authenticity. He was one of only 3 characters to appear in every episode of the show's 11-season run. A bond beyond the bar, George didn't just make lifelong fans, he made lifelong friends. His bond with the Cheers cast was strong and real. His wife once said the cast got along like siblings. The chemistry was undeniable, both on and off screen. When he hosted Saturday Night Live in 1991, he joined the now iconic Da Bears sketch, a love letter to Chicago sports fans that took on a life of its own. He would go on to revive that character for years, even making appearances at real-life Chicago Bulls and Bears games. Beyond Norm, a versatile career. While Norm was his signature role, George's talents stretched far beyond the walls of that Boston bar. He appeared on Seinfeld, The Simpsons, Portlandia, and Fresh Off the Boat, and took on film roles in Fletch, Spice World, and Forever Young, among many others. He also had a strong presence in theater, performing on Broadway in Hairspray and Elf. And yes, George had a thing for playing Santa Claus, suiting up as jolly old Saint Nick in movies like Santa Buddies, A Colbert Christmas, and Merry In-Laws. Of course, he had one big complaint. That beard, that's awful. It just goes right in your mouth, he once said with a laugh. In 2023, fans got one more delightful surprise when George appeared on The Masked Singer, a reminder that even decades after Cheers, he still loved entertaining. A legacy of laughter. George Wendt's philosophy on acting was simple. Have fun. It wasn't about the fame or the spotlight. It was about doing what he loved and spreading that joy to others. He is survived by his wife Bernadette and their 3 children, as well as the millions of fans who found comfort, laughter, and a familiar friend in him over the years. Norm may have just been a character, but George Wendt made him unforgettable. And though the bar stool at Cheers may now be empty, the echo of his presence, his laughter, and his generous spirit will linger forever. Rest easy, George. You were one of a kind.
For full video, click related link below or like and subscribe this channel.